Sadelle Moore, AKA Dill, is the first ever sneaker authenticator whose mastery in shoe discovery, identification, research, access, and delivery is now a blueprint for sneaker authenticators all over the United States. Please help me in welcoming Sadelle Moore, AKA Team Dale. We see you everywhere, bro. We see you at, Miami Swim Week. We see you courtside at All-Star Weekend. We see you everywhere, right? Yep. Whether it's with Worldwide West or Lenny S. And it's like, I know Dale. Dale comes to the social club, and then I see him here and there, and it's like, you're so modest. Like, who are you really? Like, who are you, bro?
Man, I'm a chill individual, man. I came from humble beginnings. Basketball is my background, but, I love making relationships and meaningful relationships.
Yeah,
but, I'm chill. Very chill.
I saw one of those meaningful relationships that you made with Draymond Green. You just were in Turks and Caicos, living life.
Yeah. Yeah.
That wedding went viral.
It did.
They're rolling blunts the size of cigars.
Listen, I had so much fun in that wedding, I didn't even take a picture. I was having too much fun, but yeah. That's my brother right there.
How did you meet Draymond? I'm assuming it's the family, right? What people don't know is that Dale is an incredible basketball player. You know what I mean? Like, incredible might be a stretch. I can hoop myself. I don't know if you knew that.
I knew you could hoop.
Incredible basketball player. If you play for the family, you're pretty good.
Right.
What year did you play for them? Who were some of those teammates? I'm assuming Draymond.
So I came on board with the family around my 7th grade year. I was last of that group because all of them played in elementary together. So I came around my 7th grade year when I got involved with Southfield. So the people along my team, we played with all the age groups, from 15 to 17-year-olds. We all practiced together. So from like Draymond, Chris Doug, Jordan Crawford, Joe Crawford, Malik, all the McDonald All-Americans. So all those guys that made it to the league. So.
Yeah. So you're playing with these great guys. What are you learning playing in that type of institution?
What I learned, the biggest lesson I learned playing with the family was taking the back seat of, you know what I'm saying? Because these are great players, right? And I'm 5'7", 5'6", and these are 6'5", 6'6", and I'm not at the bigger schools and stuff. So what I've learned how to facilitate and take the back seat and not be the main player. So all these other teams I played on, Lathrop, Dynasty, I was the go-to player. But coming into family, I had to learn a role at a young age. I had to, the coach had to put me to the side, like, yo, you can't shoot that shot. You have Joe Crawford right here. He's McDonald's All-American. Get him the ball. So it took me a while, but, I had to learn and take a back seat and just learn how to facilitate and get everybody else involved on and off the court.
Do you feel like that's where your modesty comes from, that humility comes from, like the basketball court, and seeing that, like, I am the man in this realm, but the man doesn't have to say he's the man. And in fact, if I'm playing in other places, maybe I'm not the man.
Basketball built me who I am. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know me from basketball. They just know me as the sneaker guy or the guy that travel or just knowing all these people. But basketball is what made who I am. You know what I'm saying? But it built that modesty and humbleness. I had to be humble in a lot of those practices. You know what I'm saying? Going in these rooms, like these guys getting recruited by Michigan State, Kentucky. I'm like, I'm over here. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it got me.
Yeah, I mean, I hear this word humble a lot, and I'm like, I grapple with it. It's like I understand modesty. Maybe modesty and humility are synonymous.
Yeah.
But I think as black people sometimes, humility can do us a disservice. What do you think about that?
I mean, you got to know who you are. You got to look at yourself in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? And know what you bring to the table, and knowing what's right, what's wrong, looking at the bigger picture of everything, and being a sponge in certain situations. And that's what I had to learn from it, where no matter what the situation was, if it's basketball, if it's corporate life, a lot of times I didn't know all the answers. So a lot of times I just had to sit back and ask my OGs around me or the people around me, like, why we have to do this or why we have to do that? I was never afraid to ask why. So.
At what point did you realize I'm not going to the league potentially?
So by my sophomore year in college, right, I fell out of love with basketball, right? I felt like it was a job and it wasn't fun no more, where it's like 6 a.m. conditioning. I'm like, this ain't it. I think the pivot was after my sophomore year, going into my junior year in college, I was like, yo, I gotta figure something out. Going into fashion, going into sneakers. So I used to travel to Kalamazoo, Chicago, Detroit, on our off games and our away games, buy as many shoes I can I was broke with, you know what I'm saying, borrowing money from people. And still selling on my Facebook page or, you know what I'm saying? So I think the pivot was after my sophomore year trying to figure it out. Because I knew basketball, I knew I wasn't going to the league.
What I think is fascinating about you is that you turn social capital and intellectual capital into financial capital. Social capital being relationships. How, like what lessons have you learned, or how do you think about fostering meaningful relationships? Like, do you have any kind of 1, 2, 3 lessons in building authentic relationships?
Yeah, the main one was create and give value. So when I build relationships, I don't wanna go to you and like I want something from you. I want to build and give you value, where like, oh, I could do this, blah, 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 and we can build. Also, following up. Just being able to follow up with you, knowing I don't need nothing from you, but just checking in with you. You know what I'm saying? Checking on your family, checking on your well-being.
So creating and adding value.
Yeah.
And then following up.
Yeah, definitely. I want to be impactful in their life. You know what I'm saying?
So you're not trying to like create this transaction. You're trying to actually build equity. You're trying to give them.
I despise transactional relationships. I don't like them.
What's that look like? What is a transactional relationship? Why
Transactional
you despise that?
is like what I can do for you or you could do for me, right? That's not meaningful to me. That's not impactful. Whereas like I want to build a relationship with you. Maybe we don't even work together down the line. Maybe we have some interest, some type of personality likes, or my friend might be able to work with you on the side, or my cousin over there might be able to work with you, or vice versa. Those are the relationships I like to build around me.
Where did some of this money come from when you start buying sneakers, and how did this come about?
That started at an early age, man. My grandma put that battery in my back where, you know, she wants to like, yo, you're not gonna be able to get these shoes, but, you know, I go to Costco and get you these chips and these Kool-Aid packages, these Nihilators. You can sell this at school. Elementary, I'm selling CDs, DVDs.
Yeah.
High school, I'm selling Visual pants and shoes and stuff like that. But the thing is, the way I got that money, I was hustling, selling anything I got my hands on. It was just a hustle mentality I got from my grandmother and my OGs.
I love the story of a hustler. Like, how did you become Dale? You're selling sneakers online. What happens?
I mean, so after I graduated college, after basketball was over with, I got into fashion. I had a business partner, and I created this this site called More Day Moda. Then I had a branch called More Day Kicks, was the love of kicks, the love of fashion.
I remember that.
So with me, what I used to do is I used to go to all the retail stores, Foot Locker, Foot Action, Athlete's Foot, Mr. Allen's, and build these relationships, right? And the thing is, I wanted those new releases that's coming out every Saturday. And what I would do is, any money I made from selling whatever I got, I'll make sure these employees are taken care of.
Yeah.
Because I need that text, like, yo, come get these shoes Saturday morning.
Yeah.
So that's how the reselling for me started. I created a little site called More Than Kicks, like I said. And with the Facebook groups on my Facebook, that's how I was making, you know what I'm saying, making a name for myself. But at the same time, after college, all the guys I grew up with playing basketball, you know, they all made it to the league. So the thing is, I'm doing a lot of traveling with those guys as well, selling shoes to their teammates and them, and building a name from that. You know what I'm saying?
So wait, you're selling sneakers online and going crazy.
It wasn't going crazy online, but it was more like when I go to like, all right, let's go to Golden State. You know what I'm saying? Let me go kick it with Draymond Jordan now. I'm selling to all they teammates,
so
all
still
their
just
friends.
building relationships, like creating value.
It's all building relationships. And you know, I'm like, I can get these shoes. I got this size 15 right here. I got this right here. I'm traveling with all these shoes. I'm going to all these sneaker cons, you know what I'm saying? And building these relationships with all these power buyers and power sellers, and I'm buying inventory.
What's a power buyer? What's a power seller?
Power buyer is like somebody that buys in bulk, right? And or power seller that, you know what I'm saying, like, or sells in bulk. And that's why I was making my relationship, because I would get the great price for that. You know?
How did you go from reselling sneakers to authenticating sneakers? Like, what prompted that?
This had to be the years. I think it's 2013. Crazy story. I don't think I ever told this nowhere. I got sold a fake. I was buying like in bulk inventory from different people, and one of those shoes from this guy in Dearborn, one of the shoes is fake, and I sold it to this guy on the east side. And at this moment, I'm playing Pro-Am. I'm still good in basketball at this time. So I'm playing Pro-Am League and all that. So I get a text during halftime, like, yo, I need my money. You sold me a fake.
And what high school did you go to?
I went to Lathrop.
You went to Southfield Lathrop?
I went to Southfield Lathrop at the time.
So you don't really got that pedigree.
Come on,
be like, bro.
I'm born on the west side.
Oh, my
7
bad,
Mile,
my
Illinois.
bad.
Don't do that to me. Don't do that. But I got the text while I'm at this game. I can remember this like it was yesterday. I'm like, I sold you a fake? No, that's not, couldn't be.
Yeah.
So I text him after the game like, yo, I'm here, I'm at Persian right now, pull up. You know what I'm saying? I told all my teammates, like, yo.
You said pull up in
Pull
2013.
up, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he need his money back. I want to, you know what I'm saying? So he pulled up with like 4 guys. And I had the money for him. I'm like, yo, you sure these are fake? He like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I see the guys around him looking real tough. I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? This is my thing. So I give him the money. I'm looking at the shoes. I take the shoes back home, and I'm just like in awe with this pair of shoes. It was Champagne 6s, and I'm like, no way these are fake. So what I did is I went online, got on my phone, I bought a real pair from Flight Club. Bought the real pair, waited a week till it came. I did a deep dive by myself, and I compared both left and right. I broke it down for hours, and I'm like, oh, wow, this shit is fake. I began to be obsessed with that, and I started making relationships with like fake factories. Like, yo, I need you. It's a new release that's about to come out. I need to see this pair before it comes out, because I don't ever want to get caught with this fake or any fakes ever again. You know what I'm saying? So I became something like where I can tell what's real, what's fake. So somebody will DM me like, yo, can you let me know if these shoes are real or not? I'm like, bet, $25, PayPal.
And they would send you the shoe?
No, they won't send me the shoe, they send me pictures. I just need certain pictures in my Instagram. This is like 2014 right now.
Wow.
And they send me pictures, I'm like, yo, these real or these fake.
How many pairs of sneakers did you authenticate? Like, how much volume were you getting for $25 a pop?
I wasn't getting a lot. It was just more like, I'm doing my own debrief. I'm doing my own authentication. I'm being a sicko in my head about, let me get this fake, let me get that, and do my own breakdown. So, I mean, you know, I'll tell my friends that have a big following, like, yo, repost this, so, you know what I'm saying, I can get some more traction on this, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't getting the light, wasn't crazy, but it was just a little side hustle I did, you know what I'm saying? That's all I knew was side hustles growing up.
Yeah.
So that was just another one on social media.
How long did it take you to really understand what's a real and what's a fake?
Man, after that Champagne 6, man, it didn't take long. It just, my mind, I have a great attention to detail, which is like, I can see something, I can see the difference, right? So it just took a couple hours after that Champagne shit, after that first fake come through. It took me a couple minutes, but after, like, overall, it just took me a couple hours. That's all it was. Then it became a thing now, you know what I'm saying?
And you had this obsession.
I was obsessed.
Yeah.
I already been obsessed with sneakers from like elementary,
Yeah.
right? Growing up.
Yeah.
I wanted to be my 2 older brothers. They was in the streets. And the thing is, I wanted to be like them. But my mom, my dad, and my grandma, like, I ain't got the money for that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what my grandma put that battery in my back. Like, you gotta, if you want something, you gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Work for it.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. But I always been obsessed with sneakers. But then fast forward, I'm obsessed with authentication now, where I didn't know it wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah,
So
it wasn't a thing. You
wasn't
really
a thing yet.
created this thing.
I wouldn't say all that, but I wouldn't say that.
I would. I think people have said it.
Nah.
Forbes and other people have said it. See, there's this modesty, bro. You gotta talk your shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you built up a buzz from this obsession, which I think is something that's really, really important. I think for all entrepreneurs here, you gotta understand, like, it is an obsession. It is a sickness. Everybody's not gonna understand, you know? It's 24/7, you know what I mean? 365. Whether it's you in the gym, whether it's you're in school, you know, it's like having a vision and not giving a fuck how you look to anybody. And I think, like, you're ripping shoes apart at a time where StockX doesn't exist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
that's interesting to me. And I think that's a lesson in that obsession. Sometimes people are not gonna understand what you're obsessed about because it might not exist yet. But just stay locked in, period. You know? How did you meet Dan Gilbert?
That's a funny story. I got a random email with Dan CC'd on it, and it was more like, Dale, we hear that you know the sneaker market. We would love for you to come in for a meeting. And I thought it was a joke, right? And I didn't respond to it. And I got a text from Greg Schwartz, one of our founders and COOs. He texted me like, yo, we sent you an email, blah, blah, blah. I got your number from Joe Crawford. We would love for you to come in. So at that moment, I thought it was full circle from basketball, from Joe Crawford, the guy I was passing to, facilitating to, him speaking me up
now
in these rooms. You know what I'm saying? Now he's facilitating, which it was full circle, which was crazy. How rare are you gonna see Dan Gilbert emailing you? That's very
fire.
rare to me, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't think it was true. Yeah, I think at this time, I'm selling shoes on my trunk, on my site. I'm doing a lot of leg work. Expenses coming out my pocket, you know what I'm saying? So at that moment, I can't fathom that this multi-billionaire is emailing me, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what happened. I came in for a meeting. He wanna pick my brain, like, yo, what's your time? What's your time like for the rest of the evening? I'm like, I'm free. Like, you wanna go to Cavs game? Bet. In my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna drive to Cleveland. He's like, no, you gonna get on my jet. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? And you gotta think, I'm from the West Side. I've never seen a jet in my life. So, whatever you're selling, I bought it that night.
Yeah.
So, at that moment, he was just picking my brain and trying to know who I was.
I think it's a lot of lessons in that. One, you built this genuine relationship with Joe Crawford through basketball.
Yeah.
Years later, because I'm assuming this relationship was authentic and had, you know, real integrity and real respect, mutual respect.
Yep.
He vouches for you. He's in the league at the time, or maybe just out of the league.
He was in the league.
Okay. And here's one of the team owners in the league trying to create this company and is talking to a co-founder, Greg Schwartz, trying to find his co-founders.
Yep.
Dan is worth, I don't know what, $2 billion at the time?
Give or take.
And trying to find a co-founder because he realizes that he can't do this alone.
Right.
And then calls you up through Joe Crawford. You don't accept the email at first. You don't think it's real.
I don't think it's real. I won't say I accept it. I didn't think it was real.
You didn't think it was real.
Yeah.
And then a relationship of yours, you recognize, oh, this is Joe Crawford. This is real. I need to respond based on that. Yeah. What's interesting is when we raised $1 million, we raised $1 million of venture capital. One thing I learned was VCs typically aren't taking cold calls. They'll say it on podcasts and, you know, just hit me up.
Yeah.
Like, nah. They're not even really taking recommendations from other VCs, in my experience, right? typically they're only answering emails from other founders in the portfolio.
Right.
That's a hot lead.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of reverse, right?
Yeah.
Here's this investor, you don't respond to his email because it's not a hot lead.
Mm-hmm.
So Joe Crawford, a relationship of yours,
Yep.
said, okay, this is real. Number two, he calls you in, Dan Gilbert calls you in to learn from you. He's picking your brain.
Yeah.
I think that's a valuable lesson. Like you never stop learning.
Yeah.
And perhaps that's why he's worth B's today.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
You can learn from anybody,
Yeah.
whether it's younger, older, whether it's, I'm selling sneakers, I'm selling mortgage, whatever it is, it's like I need to learn information.
Right.
And I'm trying to build this thing. Who's the team that's going to help me build it?
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of people know that you're actually a founding member of StockX.
Mm-hmm.
That does not seem to bother you, that people don't know that. It would bother me. Maybe that's my ego. I'm in therapy, I'm working on my ego.
Let me ask you this. Why would it bother you?
I mean, I want the credit, bro.
You want the credit?
I want the credit and the debit. It's like Kendrick said, right? He said, I want the credit whether I'm winning or I'm losing.
Mm-hmm.
On my mama, that's the realest shit.
Yeah.
But I think, it's valuable. It's valuable to know that a young black man from the west side of Detroit helped contribute to building a $4 billion company. It's not just about you.
Yeah.
It's about me seeing that. It's about us seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I would care.
Right.
But I also understand, the value in being quiet.
Yeah.
Robert F. Smith was quiet for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He is who he is. He doesn't need to talk about it. He doesn't need Forbes to write about it. He doesn't need to be validated externally.
Mm-hmm.
Which I also value. I respect that.
Yeah.
And so I respect that you are the man at Southfield Lathrop. I respect that you're the man on these other teams outside of the family.
Mm-hmm.
But you're able to take a back seat on the family.
Right.
You're a part of the starting 5 or starting 6
Mm-hmm.
Of StockX,
Yep.
but folks don't know it, and you're fine with that.
Yeah.
That says a lot about you, bro.
It's humility.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the same time, it's stems from basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That modesty, learning how to play your role. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, of course, I was like, why the fuck I'm not in the press release? Why my name is not co-founder? But I had to talk to my mentors, my OGs, and it's a bigger picture, that we trying to build. I don't need the validation externally. I know what I bring to this table. You know what I'm saying? I bring that secret sauce to what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need that, I don't need that title. I'm getting paid, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I didn't need it. So I took another back seat and I played my role,
What role was that? You're starting 5. You got Dan Gilbert. You got Josh Luber.
Mm-hmm.
Greg Schwartz.
Mm-hmm.
You got Chris Kaufman. You got yourself. You got the guy that
Vegas.
we've not really ever seen.
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's 6 folks.
Yeah.
Who's who in this starting 5 with the 6th man? Let's start with who's the 6th man?
The 6th man, wow. I say that got to be like Vegas.
Okay.
But Vegas is
What team is this?
This got to be.
Is it Lakers? Is this?
It got to be 2000 Lakers.
Okay.
2000, 2001 Lakers,
Okay.
right? Of course.
Who's Shaq?
Dan.
Dan is Shaq.
Dan is of course, he's the biggest. He's the biggest.
Dan is the biggest, the most dominant.
The most dominant player.
I thought you were going to say you Shaq. I was going to say
Nah. Josh Luber is Kobe.
Josh Luber's Kobe.
Josh Luber's Kobe. The facilitator is Greg Schwartz, Derek Fisher. Who else? Chris Kaufman is Rick Fox.
Okay.
Chief design, all that guy. Myself, I'm Robert Ward. I'm the knockdown person when it counts. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming in the clutch. That's
Bringing
me.
culture.
Multiple rings.
So I like this. You got this. You're adding value.
Yeah.
you're looking to add value. I think that's super important, right? You're giving versus taking.
Yeah.
In all of these situations, you've learned how to be a giver.
Yeah.
Passing the ball, right? Passing your knowledge. I think that's valuable. I have a quote, that kind of speaks to this.
Let's hear it.
And I wrote it down because I feel like it's really fitting for your journey. And it says, if you're not willing to do more than you're being paid for, you'll never be paid for more than you're doing. Right?
Yep.
We have to willingly give and graciously receive.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that sums up your experience with being a founder member of StockX?
Definitely. When we first started, we all had 10 different responsibilities. I was customer service when we launched. I was helping marketing. I was taking pictures from different sites to post on because we didn't have the 360 yet. I was doing a lot. Everybody was, had their fair share, but we all had to play a role to make this work, early on.
Yeah.
So,
one of the reasons why it's really difficult for an entrepreneur like myself with a non-traditional, venture-backable business and coming from a kind of non-traditional background, that's what they call me, that's what they call you.
Yep.
In the venture capital world, non-traditional founders.
Yep.
And I think it's true to a certain extent. We don't learn the nuances, the sophistication in these Harvard classrooms, right? In these Yale classrooms, in these Stanford rooms. We're not technical, can't code.
Yep.
Did you experience any type of imposter syndrome when you're going to this meeting with Dan Gilbert? And what type of failures did you actually experience when you're learning on the job? Because it is a real different corporate culture when you come from the west side of Detroit to being on that 10th floor.
Yeah.
I was an entrepreneur in residence with Rock Ventures on that 10th floor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a different experience than like cutting hair 12 hours a day.
Right.
How was that transition for you? And like what type of failures did you have to overcome and how did you overcome them?
So mine was a little different because I had Dan take me under his wing, where he'd take me into this fathead meeting. He'd take me into this Quicken Loan meeting. And I'd just be like an ant on the wall, like a fly on the wall, where it's like I'm just listening. But at the same time, that built so much confidence in me when I walk into the StockX meetings, whereas I felt entitled. I felt entitled early on, where it's like, I walk in these StockX offices like, yo, we got a meeting, we got an event in New York. I go to one of the executive assistants, yo, book me for New York first class. And they would do it because of who I am, but at the same time, if I take a step back, I'm not corporate. I've never been corporate. So the thing is, I never learned the chain of command and approval process. So a lot of times I was like, I got put in these rooms like, Josh, like, yo, Dale, you gotta chill the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to chill. And at that moment, I'm like, Dan said I could do this. You know what I'm saying? I used to just use Dan's name all the time, but at the same time, I had to learn that it was entitlement, where I felt entitled really big. Like,
so
you know
that was a failure. The failure was feeling entitled.
Feeling entitled in a lot of situations that I didn't need to be. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I needed to be here at this event. I need to be in this city because StockX is doing this. I felt this. I felt like we need to do this instead of this because of who I am. And I couldn't be that way. You know what I'm saying? It's corporate. So the thing is, I had to learn as I went because I've never had a job in my life until StockX. I thank Josh every time where he sat me down, Greg sat me down, like, yo, Dale, you have to do this and do this, blah, blah, blah. So
and
I
they
learned.
Learned because Josh came from IBM.
IBM, yeah, definitely. So all my colleagues, they all came from corporate. I'm the outside person, like I'm the youngest, I'm black, and I'm like, yo, what's up? So the thing is, I had to learn as I'm working how to be corporate and move in these rooms and how to speak, when to speak, and take the backseat role and be a sponge. You know that?
The reason why I created the social club was for it to be social, was for, us to attract some of the best and the brightest individuals, innovating culture, innovating entertainment, innovating business, innovating, whatever.
I think with my unique story, it's gonna light up a few people in the crowd because it's It's not your ordinary story. It's not your...
So before we get into Q&A, I want to play a game real quick.
What game?
Your Instagram looking crazy. Yeah, I've been married for, what, 12 years?
You should know this. You shouldn't be.
Don't, shut up, bro. 12 years. I don't even know how Instagram worked, really. You know, you're a guy that's at a $4 billion company, you know, founding member, worth millions of dollars, but you're still single. Right?
Yeah.
What's that about? Why are you still single?
That's how you gonna start this one?
That's what we're gonna start.
All right, the reason I'm single, I'm very selective, right? I date with a purpose, right? So we're not getting any younger, you know what I'm saying? So I want to give my mom a grandkid. I want to be married. So the thing is...
this guy's charming. I date with a purpose.
No, definitely. No, it's
No, you out here fooling. I know what you're doing.
The thing is, like... No, the thing is, I want someone, I want my partner to be my best friend, right?
Okay.
I just haven't found that right one, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm so comfortable in the space I'm in right now where if she's come in, she has to fit, like she has to fit that,
Ooh, that's
you know what I'm saying,
perfect.
that puzzle, you know what I'm saying?
That's
so,
perfect. Okay, here the game.
What game is this?
She's a 10, but she's obsessed with your zodiac sign. She's a 10, but she's obsessed with astrology.
She's a 4.
Really? What's your zodiac?
I'm an Aquarius, but I'm off the energy. Like, you don't have to, like, you know what I'm saying, go off the zodiac signs. Like, oh, you Aquarius, you do this, do that.
That's
like,
a big drop.
Maybe 5.
That's why you single, bro. Okay. All right. She's a 10, but she's on her phone 24/7.
3. If I'm with you, if we out, my phone's up.
Okay.
Yeah. I give you all my attention.
Okay. How tall are you, bro?
Internet say 5'9". I think I'm gonna go with 5'7". You know what I'm saying?
She a 10, but she's 6'3".
It's a tree. I'm not.
That's a 12.
Yeah, it's cool. I like tall girls. It's cool. I love them.
Do they like you?
They love me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they love me.
Okay. Oh, two more. She's a 10, but she wears fakes.
Come on now. She's out of there. I know. She's out of there. She wear mids. She's out of there. She
mids?
I was out of there. But the thing is, the thing with that is, me, I can change that part. If she like checks up every other box, and her shoe game is terrible, I can fix that.
She's a 15.
She's a 15.
Above a 10, but she always outside.
Always outside?
Always outside.
All right, it's a difference, right? Did I meet her outside?
It's a fair question.
It's a difference.
You met her in Turks.
I met her in Turks? I don't want to meet her in Turks. It's the reason why I don't want to meet her in Turks.
You met her outside.
But she always outside.
Always outside, but you met her outside.
Damn.
It's COVID, she outside.
All right, is she coming back inside? Like, what is it? Like, I need to know. It's certain things.
I think that's up. I don't think you can make somebody come inside.
I don't like girls outside. I mean, even if I meet you outside, if I want you to be mine, it's just like, that's a sicko thing with me. I want you to be with me.
All right,
so,
let's get into the audience questions. Dale's gonna stay single, man. Too many rules. Anyway, any questions here?
All right, so hi, I'm Dominique.
Hey, Dominique.
So, hi. We know there is power in preparation. So, Prior to you meeting with Dan Gilbert, how did you prepare for that meeting?
Honestly went in there blind. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know I was going to a Cavs game on the jet after that. I didn't know. So I went in there blind, but at the same time, I was open-minded to, you know what I'm saying, whatever he had for me, I was ready for it. When Dan took me under his wing and he put me in all these meetings that didn't have nothing to do with StockX, it was more like, it wasn't like he was picking on me, but we'd be in a meeting and he'd be like, yo, Dale, what do you think of this? And I'd tell what I think. And he always taught me, like, yo, be yourself. Like, I don't care what you wearing or what you got, blah, 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 your background, your anything. Be yourself. Be your authentic self. That was the main thing I learned from Dan.
That's a brilliant opportunity, man. It's a hell of an opportunity.
Yeah, definitely.
He went from being worth $2 billion, by the way, to worth 20 today.
22 billion?
22?
22
My bad.
billion.
My bad.
That's my guy.
Yeah, yeah. Next question.
My question is, how important do you think following your intuition is?
Anytime it's a life-changing event or a life-changing situation, I always ask my mentors or the people that's around me their suggestion on something, right? And then with me, I always follow my gut feeling about everything. But I'm gonna ask the people around me what they feel, and I'm gonna pick and choose what I feel. So after that, you know what I'm saying? I always follow my gut feeling for sure.
Croft.
Bill, what's up, bro?
What's good, baby?
Jerome Crawford here. I gave my last name, Sebastian, told him. But thank you for being here, bro. Thank you for sharing your story. Your journey resonates a ton with me, especially the humility and modesty portion, something that Bass and I talk a ton about. And we talk a lot about that today, along with your struggle with entitlement at one point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you say you are in your journey now, frankly, of learning how to balance that humility and modesty with, very frankly, talking your shit?
It's a great question.
That's a great question, and man, with all them life lessons I learned early on in StockX, early days, it taught me so much how to play that backseat role, right? Where it's like, these guys been around this corporate life for so long. They know the business side. I didn't know that. So with me, any situation, I learned, I'm a sponge at any given situation. No matter if I'm, you know what I'm saying, here with Sebastian, and he like, yo, Dale, I want you to invest in Social Club. Tell me why. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an investor, but you know what I'm saying? I want to learn. I want to build this. So the thing is, I'm very open-minded when it comes to mindful people around me. So the thing is, I just listen, I'm a sponge, and I take the back seat all the time.
My question is, in the vein of, you talked about when you were playing basketball, you learned how to play a supporting role.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like you were in that support phase for a while. What I find that people do when you become professional at supporting, and somebody say, okay, it's on you now. It's like, oh, what do? I know how to support, I forgot how to lead. Did you have that issue, and if so, how did you handle it?
So with me, my background was a little different because, okay, so the AAU circuit, the travel team circuit, if y'all familiar with AAU or basketball, you have so many different tournaments in the summer after high school basketball. So I played back and forth with the family and Dynasty. Dynasty, I was the go-to player. I was the person that I could shoot whenever I want, I could show up whenever I want, I can do whatever I want. But the family, it was more organized, it was more structured, where I have this player I have to worry about, I have this player I have to know about this position. So the thing is, I just learned how to facilitate, and that made me such a better player when it comes to playing at Southfield Lathrop or Dynasty, of how to facilitate everything else, playing with the family. So I never had an issue with that. I mean, early on, I had to learn how to play that role, but coming back after playing with family this tournament, I had to play with Dynasty the next tournament. So it made these players that I know I'm probably better than on this wing, I made him better after not taking that shot. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have an issue with that. It was, I think it was a blessing, me being with the family, because family was the #1 team in Michigan. So I was just blessed enough to be a part of that.
What do you really, like, what's next for you? Like, what do you want, like, business-wise, like, so?
I'm just now putting my foot into investments, right?
Social Club.
Social Club was the second one, right? I have my mentors. I have like Lenny, I have Real Wild West, I have Dan, I'm following in these footsteps. They much older than me, but the thing is, I learn from them. I'm watching whatever they do. Like, I hit West up the other day, like, yo, I need to come to your house and just stay with you. You know what I'm saying? Let me just stay at the crib, the West Wing. I'm learning from them, so the investments is the next thing for me.
Yeah, one more back here.
Yo, my dog.
Yo.
So my name is Lionel. For those who don't know me, I'm a barber at the Social Club. My question for you, Dale, is like, as you're on your journey to becoming who you are, I feel like we all still in the process of becoming, even though you became who you are today, like, how do you, if this is a struggle for you, it's been a struggle for me, how do you find time to like ground yourself and kind of like really hone in on who you are at the core, beyond like the money, beyond the different transactions, the different people, the jets, all this other stuff? Like, how do you kind of like equalize yourself at the end of the day? Like, are you reading? Are you meditating? Like, what are you doing to kind of like keep your mental stability intact?
I keep God first, man. I stay prayed up. I come from a church family. My grandfather's a pastor, and I always kept God first, no matter what I'm going through, no matter what I'm on this jet with this person or here with LeBron or anything. I never got a chance to just, I think one of my friends asked me this, like, do you ever get a chance to just take this in? And I'm always on the go, right? I don't sit back and I just go, right? But at the same time, I'm prayed up, I'm covered with the blood, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just blessed, bro.
I'm not gonna say nothing that y'all didn't ask me any questions.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's fine. It's fine. No, but what's interesting, man, like your grandmother.
Yeah.
She was your first mentor.
Yeah.
She was an entrepreneur.
Yep.
She taught you integrity. You know, she taught you about God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what did her business journey teach you?
Lily Pearl, man. So she
Lily Pearl.
Lily Pearl. She used to sell like Avon, like all the beauty products. She was a college instructor, but she was a hustler. You know what I'm saying? She sold everything. And she was the one, like I said earlier, she was the one that put that battery in my back to like, yo, I'm gonna take you to Costco, get you these chips. You sell this at school. You know what I'm saying? You want these shoes? I'll be able to match you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what match mean. Like, what? So she's like, yo, you sell this? Let me know what you get back.
So she wasn't giving you the fish. She was teaching you how to fish.
She was teaching me how to fish early on.
She was empowering you.
I grew up with her. You know what I'm saying? When my mom and dad had to work, and you know what I'm saying, my brothers go to my mom's side, and I had to go with her. Mm-hmm. It was like I learned from her and my grandfather, growing up. So she taught me how to fish. She was the one.
And you took those lessons and those principles, and you went out and found mentors. What I'm hearing a lot is, you know, Jerome asked this question. You talked about, I always go to my mentors.
Yeah.
You know, we see you with Lenny S., Lenny Santiago.
It's my brother.
We see you, you know, with Worldwide West. See you with Dan Gilbert. Obviously, that's your partner, which is hard. You're the biggest. And they obviously taught you lessons.
Yeah.
Give me a lesson from Lenny S. Give me a lesson from Dan. And give us a lesson, you know, from Worldwide West.
Okay. I'll start with Lenny. Lenny's my brother.
Explain who Lenny is.
Lenny is, he started as Rockefeller Street Team with Jay-Z.
Bad Boy, really?
Yeah, he started with Bad Boy, then moved to Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Street Team. He grind from the bottom all these years. Now he's one of the senior executives at Rock Nation, right hand with Jay-Z. That's my brother. We talk every single day. We bounce ideas off each other.
Think he'd do a ShopTalk?
He might. Like, he might.
Think he invest?
He probably will. That's my dog.
Lenny. What's up, bro?
So with Lenny, what I learned the most is how to be punctual. You know how to be professional and be punctual. That was the one person I'll be like, yo, we about to do this at 12 o'clock. He's there at 11:45, like waiting on everybody. And, you know, he's up there, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I'm like, damn, who am I to come late for this? And, you know what I'm saying, Lenny's coming in at 11:30, 11:45 to be like, yo, Dale, you have to do this, boom, boom, boom. So being punctual and being professional in certain rooms, you know what I'm saying? So that's Lenny. Dan, the biggest, man. He taught me how to be myself, how to be authentic, never shy away from, you know what I'm saying, anything that's, you know, you're not comfortable with. He taught me how to be out of my comfort zone, and, you know, it's an ism I'm thinking of. It's an ism I'm thinking of.
My favorite ism from Dan is, you know, people think you'll believe it when you see it.
Yeah.
And the truth is you'll see it when you believe it.
Yeah.
That's where we came from.
Yeah, definitely.
We gotta believe in ourselves.
Exactly.
And then you'll see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
It's vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worldwide West, William Wesley, man. I got a funny story. Backtrack to family, what we talked about, 7th grade. Wesley used to come to our practices, and he'd come in with so much, he'd come in with an aura. And I'm like, damn, I want to be him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck he do. I just want to be him. I don't know what it is. I remember telling my best friend BJ that all the time, like, I want to be him. But Wesley, William West, he just knew how to move in rooms. He knew how to build relationships, and that's what the main thing he taught me, how to build relationships. Because he'd be like, Dale, I need you to come to New Jersey. For what? You know what I'm saying? Who do you need me to meet? And it'd be somebody I didn't even know about, but at the same time, it was a lifelong relationship I built with that person. Wes told me, like, yo, you may not ever gain nothing from this person.
Hey, Lenny, I do want
He's back
I want to build a relationship. We need to open up hundreds of these. I want something. You know, anyway,
Definitely.
I digress.
So yeah, Wes is the person that, you know, taught me how to sustain those relationships and, you know, and keep it going and, you know, foster those relationships, those meaningful relationships, and how to move in rooms. He even taught me how to order food in these expensive-ass restaurants. Like, he was like, yo, you about to order all these potatoes and all this arch. I'm like, what? I didn't know.
You was ordering potatoes?
Yeah, I was ordering potatoes, fries, mashed potatoes, all this starch. And so I was like, he taught me so much. He don't even, I appreciate him. I tell him thank you every single time I talk to him. But he taught me so much, how to move in rooms, how to be professional, how to do every little thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's my guy.
Well, I appreciate you, man, and I appreciate you teaching us.
Sure.
And I'm looking to learn a lot more from you and the experiences that you've been fortunate enough to experience. Is that redundant?
I'm still going through it.
Yeah, you're still learning, you're still growing. Got a lot of love for you, brother.
Thank you.
This is what this is all about. We bless. We got to bless others.
Yes.
The information that we have access to, we got to share.
Definitely.
That's what being a philanthropist is about. That's what being a humanitarian is about.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not always giving money. Sometimes it's giving game.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's more valuable than money. And so, like, I don't have all the money in the world, but I have a lot of beautiful relationships. So if I can give that, that's philanthropic too.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we appreciate you. I appreciate you. And looking forward to many more conversations.
Hey, look, thank you
love
for
you,
having
bro.
me. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Love you, bro.
Amen.